So good people. Get some people up in here. So good people. Hello. Mm-hmm.
What's up, baby?
Yeah, hold on. Mike,
What's up, baby?
what's up, boy? How you doing, fam?
You got it.
Yeah, we finna get started in 1 second.
Oh, you good, bro? Take your time. Sound good.
Hey, well. Why am I?
What is that? Song? Okay. There we go. Oh, here we go. Let's do that.
Yes, sir. Had to get my life right.
Hmm?
We in there, though. What's going on with you, Mike?
Man, you got it, bro. You got it.
Bro,
Take your time.
I'm still recouping from
Let's see the
from last week.
group.
Man, look here. That Wednesday night to Sunday was a stretch, man.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
Oh yes. Yes sir.
I'm like, ooh wee. But it's like that every time. It's gonna be like that in June. I'm gonna be like, bro,
Man, when I tell you that, because I had to open the church on Saturday, I was up there probably like around 8:30 to about 5. So uh, Sunday, boy, I was tired, man. I'm gonna be honest, I was
then you turn around and do it. Turn around, gotta get up and do it on Sunday.
do it again, yeah.
Bro, I love the Lord. God knows I do. But woo wee.
You gotta get to that level, man. There's levels to it, man.
Yeah, for real.
Hmm?
So good people. Tonight, Ep.5, took a little hiatus, like basically about what we talking about. Church events. Been tired, but it's all good. We back like we never left. The topic tonight is waiting on God without losing your mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
because boy, I be about to lose my mind every time I have to wait. The power of prayer and what actually works. Lust, temptation, and self-control.
Mm-hmm.
And are we in the end times?
Right.
Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and kick it off with waiting on God without losing your mind.
The real question is, why do you feel like you lose your mind?
That's what I want to home in on
Yeah.
because whenever I feel like I'm losing my mind
Mm-hmm.
while waiting on God, that really defeats the whole purpose of waiting on Him.
Yeah, I mean, you have to learn patience through life experience, right? More
Yeah,
patient. The more patient you can be, the better, you know.
yeah,
Um, since we all been there, but I think as more experience, more you start to, develop that patience. Um, before I started coming back to church, mm, I just kind of just did it on my own terms. I wouldn't say I was waiting on God. I just did it on my own terms, or whatever happened. I always had to weigh out both sides of the fence, right?
right.
And sometimes people struggle with that. Is that we get stuck in the gray area, the in between, um, what you need to do and what you don't need to do,
Mm-hmm.
right and wrong in the between, which kind of it get blurry. When you can find yourself doing more of just being on the right side and not straddling the fence,
Yeah,
things will start making sense more. Which is you got to get past whatever those internal struggles is. I know for me, I I didn't like somebody telling me what to do. I've always kind of been my own person. But when I read the Bible for myself, God's not really telling you what to do. It's actually more free will than people think. A lot of it's your choice. Really, all of it's your choice, to be honest.
yeah,
But when you make that choice, I don't know, things got better for me. You just start stacking them good Legos. You know what I'm saying? But you don't
yeah,
have to lose your mind. Though. I would say you got to learn how to be patient. Like just like if you baking the cake, you have to allow the process to take place if you want a good cake to come out of it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's how I
And my
feel.
grandma used to tell me that if you touch that cake too early while it's in the oven, it's just gonna flatten down. It ain't gonna be no cake no more. You know what I'm
Ain't gonna be
saying?
no cake, bro.
Yeah. So
It's gonna be a sweet sandwich.
yeah. But why do you think your age, like somebody that's young, like what do you think they lose their mind waiting on God, or do you think they? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's.
Because
I
sometimes
think.
people don't be honest about why. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that and then we live in that instant gratification.
Mm,
Uh,
agree. Yeah.
in that mode, that mindset. So of course,
Mm-hmm.
um, in my generation, it's not so much of we don't want to go do nothing. A lot of us don't know how to go do nothing.
So let
So
me ask you this.
yeah,
I'm glad you said it. You don't know, but why is it offensive if somebody tell you that knows? But if it's something you don't want to do, you feel like you get offensive and you feel like you judging, when that's really not the case. And it's like used as like the Captain America shield to try to keep from doing stuff sometimes. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm just trying to articulate that stuff that don't get said. I think that's the part that because I agree you don't know, but now you know that you don't know. What's the next step? Don't get stuck and don't know.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's the thing, right?
See, that's where a lot of us are stuck at.
Now
Um,
you got it. And I'm telling you, life, you really deal with yourself. How long do you want to be stuck? And how do you get out
yep.
of being stuck, right?
A lot of us will
Because I've been
know.
in,
A lot of us will know that we don't know the next step and use it as a band aid
hmm
until something catastrophic happens,
yeah.
or
I,
or
I
or
made a
it's quote
video.
unquote too late.
I forgot what day. It might have been day yesterday or day before. I made a video saying about being curious, right? Sometimes curious can get you killed when you out here doing stuff and you don't assess the risk of what you're curious about. You just
No.
do it. You know what I'm saying? You run across some, you don't really use your clues. Is this really good for me to even look into? Nah. You know what I'm saying? And what you don't understand, and this is why it's good to talk to somebody that's older, a little bit older or older, so they can kind of give it to you this way so you can have it. So you won't fall into that same trap of somebody else dealing with this. Like um kids my age, right? My generation, right?
Yeah.
Find you find a tape collection in your dad under your bed. Now instead of saying leave it alone, you go put the tape in the VCR. Step two. Step three. You're seeing it on TV now.
Yeah.
Now you gotta say, you know what? I don't want to watch it. Put this back on this bed. You keep watching it. Guess what happens? Now you can mess around looking at corn. You struggling with it because
Yeah.
you're some man, people don't like talking about that, but that's the part about being in that gray area. You got to know, like, you know what? It's not worth the risk of being curious about something that I could struggle with potentially for years to come. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Alcohol. You don't if you don't know that your family, let's say if you don't know your family's alcoholic, just at a base level, you have to weigh the options. If you take that drink, what is the path you're gonna go down? You can go to the multiverse of madness, or you can drink one time and don't drink no more. But you don't know.
We don't know.
Every choice is 50-50. You really don't know. And it's not worth it. When you talk about sex before marriage, they get offended. Don't judge me. I'm not judging. I'm telling you three things. Kid before it's time.
Yeah.
And it ain't about the kid, it's about that you out there getting bust down raw. You know what I'm saying?
For
Um,
real.
get your feelings hurt or get something that you can't get rid of. And those lead to other problems, other choices. It's almost like a logic tree. But having a kid is not, which I can stress this to anybody listening, it's about the struggle that you just brought to yourself.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a kid by a dude that's not gonna stick by your side. You know what I'm saying? The struggle of having a kid, people try to parade being a single parent, man. It ain't nothing about, bro. I grew up in a single parent home. Mm, You know what I'm saying? Appointments. If you can even go to doctor's appointments,
Yeah.
school, trying to make sure they go to school and stuff. Then you got to make sure you got to work and pay the bills. What if you got to work two jobs? Now, how you gonna watch your kids if they little? You see what I'm saying? It's
There's a
it, it, it's there's so much to it, that people don't talk about those little detailed things, and that's what people trying to prevent you from going down, right? and then you be frustrated. Oh, just I feel like I gave up my childhood. You kind of did because
You did.
you being curious. You know what I'm saying?
You did.
But yeah, and you're waiting on the Lord. It may be 18 years till the kids get out. You know what I'm saying? You're being realistic.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Uh,
I think that's another thing coming from coming from a Christian mindset as a young person. We know all about. We heard the scriptures about how God operates and how His timing is not our timing.
hmm
His thoughts are not our thoughts.
hmm
But then again, we still looking for, you know, uh, something quick. We need everything now, now, now. When we already know that's not how God operates most of the time. I
Right.
mean, a lot of times it ain't gonna never be like that.
Mm-mm.
You know.
A lot of times, man, it's like building blocks. You just got to stack good decisions on top of decisions, and things happen quicker than what you think they will.
Yep.
But you got to set it up. Like God can't do everything. You got to do something, right? You know what I'm
Real
saying?
talk.
And I always ask you how much you believe in God. Like if you did a 100% scale, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, and a lot of people don't want to admit that out loud, but your actions show, right? How much you really, believe. And I'm
Right.
saying I'm guilty of it. I'm not saying it from a place of judgment. I'm saying when I was in my 20s, it wasn't high how much I believe in God. It was not. I mean, it probably maybe 20%, maybe enough to listen to Al Green. Everything gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Listen to a couple, rest in peace to Kenneth Robinson. Do you know him? I listen to that or something. But
Real.
as far as going to church and going to Sunday school and being faithful to the work, of Christ, I wasn't into that when I was young. Like I said, I didn't grow up in the church. Like my
Yeah.
mom took us to church when she could, and we went to church at Sweet Home. First, shout out to First Baptist Sweet Home. Shout out to them. And then on my own, I stopped going. You know what I'm saying? Like I would go a couple times, because I know family was there. They said, "Oh yeah, Mike can't church today." Then it got to the point. And I was like, oh, I'm good. I don't gotta go. She said, why you don't want to go to church? Man, I gotta go to work because I was working at Red Cross then. I was working nights. That was my
Hmm.
angle that I used. Like, I didn't feel like going, man. I was so tired, man, trying to get ready for work, because I had to go to work on Sunday nights and stuff. So I would sleep all day on Sunday. But man, when you and that's why I always tell people in Sunday school, right? Like when you are hurting or you really like in a tough spot, you really want to be around in the presence of God. Because think about when you in the real woods or forest, when you're hurting, it's nobody else there. It's just you. That's
Nope.
kind of how it is when you go prodigal. It's just you. You may meet some people along the way, but like, man, if you hurting or you like spiritually, if you screaming out spiritually, trying to send out a beacon call, you are in the woods. It's nobody there. Versus if you was going to church, somebody can pray for you. You know what I'm saying? You have somebody that can, and then, what you got to ask you how much you believe, right? Because you can hear
Yeah.
the scripture, but if you don't believe, like what the scripture, some people it's fertile ground, some people get it's thorns, and then some get by the fire like the birds and stuff. It depends on where are you in that parable. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may not start out. Sometimes you got to be tilled a little bit. Sometimes you got to pull out the tiller. You know what I'm saying? And break the ground up,
Right.
but you just got to know where you at. Because it's the individual thing at the end of the day, and then you add more people into your life. But you want to work on your individual skills first, and then you start adding the, other skills like marriage and stuff like that, and relationships and dealing with people and friends. But it's that individual work that you got to constantly do. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. That's gonna be
yeah,
that's an everyday choice.
like what do you think make it hard for a person to be faithful coming to church? What do you think? What's the struggle you think that most people don't like talking about out loud? Like
uh,
we ain't even getting to Sunday school. I know that most people ain't gonna do that. But like just 11 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're dealing with dealing with different mindsets, man. Some people, I mean, I know not anybody at our church, but
Yeah.
I've heard people say, I can just roll over and watch it online now,
Right.
or 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 I've heard that I'm more spiritual than religious, or I don't have to go to church to have a relationship with God. Which I mean, yeah, that's cool. But at the same time, you missing out on a whole other uh
Presence of God. Right?
yeah, you missing out on a whole on a deeper level
Yeah.
of relationship with God that that you're not tapping into.
Right. Like you can have a relationship with a person, but if you never go see them, right? Go to their house. How really are you building that relationship, right? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like with God, you know. You can have a relationship with God, I agree, but you still got to build. It's just a certain presence, a certain. It's something about going to God's house, and some people can't because there's so much stuff on social media, so much stuff they can't get past the noise
No, they can't.
of what's out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them people. I don't get bothered by the noise because I know when you know what God has done for you, like when you know how real God is, that stuff just don't even bother you. You know what I'm saying? Even the
Yeah,
noise that be at church, it don't, in general, the noise that be at church, like I'm not focused on what's on the side of the road. I'm focused on where God is taking me down the freeway. I'm not focused on the side of the road. You know what I'm saying?
you can't be. You
Yeah,
can't be because, like you said, it's still it's noise everywhere you go. It's
yeah,
noise outside the church and inside the church.
for sure.
You know, um, but like you said, once you know for sure within yourself, you're gonna tune all that out.
Yeah.
Like for me, before 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 I got sick and I had to depend on God, uh, of course I had instances and little miracles throughout my whole life of God showing me who He is. But excuse me, it wasn't until I really had to tap into Him
For sure.
for real deal guidance and help
For
on
sure.
on my situation.
Yeah.
Because I mean, dealing with what I'm dealing with what I have dealt with and
Mm-hmm.
dealing with, uh, I just know that, like I said, for myself, I had to tap into it because it's kind of like pulling back from. It's kind of like pulling back from, you know, everything that I've been taught. Is uh, of course, you know, you be up under some good teaching and you hear how God has blessed everybody else, but until you have that moment with God, you ain't gonna know for yourself for real. And I can't piggyback off of what He did for my mom, my pops, my grandma.
Right.
You know, I gotta know for myself. You know, I mean, and I showed people. Well, I let people in. Um, I mean, you can just take this past month for example. When I came back to church, I was on a walker.
Mm-hmm.
Then I transitioned to a cane,
Right.
and I left Sunday without even using the cane,
Right.
and I haven't used the cane since then. You know, that takes
Mm-hmm.
a level of faith of me knowing that God was already going to bring me out. It was just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
You
For
know,
sure.
but I had to build it up. You know,
Right.
uh, like I said, when I get hospitalized in 2020, they diagnosed me with type 2 diabetes, and I didn't let it show. Well, I thought I didn't let it show, but I was distraught. I thought my
Yeah,
whole world was ended.
yeah,
And if it wasn't for me falling and breaking my knee this past December, I
yeah.
wouldn't have known that going on for the past 6 years, I was wrongfully diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I've been a type 1 this whole time.
Mm,
So certain things happen for multiple reasons.
right,
God works in mysterious ways, in multiple ways, to get what He wants
right.
out of the
And
situation.
and this is what I would say, man, to anybody that's like younger than me, even my age, the risk that you take. I talked about it last on video I made. The risk that you take by not um, building that spiritual foundation early as you can, right? I know for me, I am grateful. When you say you don't realize how blessed you are with grace until you look back on your life and be like, man, like so many times like when I was younger, I'm pretty sure I could have been flirting with death or health issues, but for some way, somehow, I'm looking at you, looking at me, I'm 42, no serious health issues, you know what I'm saying? No, and I'm praying for you to God to deliver you as well, but I always try to, get that across. When you get curious about other things and it takes you away from God, the risk of that, because you want to give God your best when you're healthy, because you don't know what's around the corner, right? So you want to build up that equity, kind of like in a house with a mortgage, right? You put more, you paying, you building up that equity, right? You don't know what's around the corner. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's around the corner. So I want to give God the best years of my life now, right? And I feel bad that I didn't in those 20s, I wasn't going to church, but I have done the work, individual repented, and make it better going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like going to school. I see it like working right out of high school and just working. I took a risk because something could have happened and I probably wouldn't have been able to go to school now if I would have had, a health scare or something health wise or mental wise. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. That's why you got to handle your business when you got the chance. I would say that to any young person. You got to get out of the I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We know you don't know, but I'm trying to get you to know so
yeah,
you don't have to wait like me going to school in your 40s. You know what I'm saying? Have all that done. You know what I'm saying? Because it's never too late, but it's tough. The later it gets, tough.
yeah,
And the risk, you always got to look at the risk. And some people, it's hard for them to look at it that way because they be in that gray area. But when you think about it in the Bible, the Revelation, you either hot or you cold. If you lukewarm, it spin you out. But a lot of people playing in that lukewarm, you know what I'm saying? And you got to ask yourself, where are you on that spectrum? Are you cold, hot, or lukewarm? You know what I'm saying?
yeah. It's most definitely a thought provoking topic.
Oh, for sure.
But when I was coming up with it, I was like, okay, what is how can I uh put this out there in the way that would be beneficial to somebody else? Just
Right.
dealing with,
I think about it the same way.
you know, um,
Yeah.
a lot
100%.
of times when I'm in need or I need God to come through for me, whatever it is,
Right.
uh, I normally don't have the mindset of like I'm losing my mind,
Right.
but I can be impatient with some stuff.
Oh, we always do being patient with
Uh,
stuff. We have to, you know.
yeah, I mean, I could be impatient, and just when I had to snap myself back into reality, like, okay,
Right.
okay, calm down, because how you think God already 10 steps ahead? He just waiting for you to get out your funk
Right.
and trust Him like you know you can.
Right. And then if you build that chart in your head, that's what I do. That's the way I can explain is you build that chart in your head over time. If something don't go your way, I understand that it has to be something that God didn't want you exposed to. And it's someone I haven't got to yet that was just either a test or it was just somebody I was trying to do something too early when it wasn't time to do that yet. You know what I'm saying? Like rejection, some people think rejection is a bad thing sometimes, but sometimes it's a good thing. It keeps you from having to go down the roads you don't have to go down, right? Like the permissive will, you don't want to go down permissive will. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Sometimes you want to go down this good, perfect will. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah, I think in a way all rejection is a blessing
yeah, you got to get to that
because
point for sure.
yeah, you got to get
Most
to
people
that
don't.
point.
It's hard for some people to look at it that way. But
I
yeah,
mean,
I agree.
I mean to this day, it's still hard for me with dealing with certain stuff because it, especially, I mean, we can break it all the way down, man. It's been we're talking about from relationships on down,
Oh, for sure.
especially when I know when I call myself trying to quote unquote live right, I start focusing on women that's quote unquote living right, and it still wouldn't be like
Yeah,
still ain't the one for you, dog.
yeah. I mean, I know for me when I was young, I talked to women probably the more you start, it's like getting data, I guess. Like the more Cokes that you drink, you start to understand different things about Coke, right? You got that experience of drinking Coke, right?
Yeah,
Like somebody can give you a fake Coke, you like, nah, that ain't real Coke. Like if they give it to you in a cup, you like, nah, this ain't. I don't know what this is. This ain't Coke. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Um, Same way with like with rejection, right? Sometimes you can have all of the tools, like you can be an all pro, you just don't fit for that team. Like that you just it's you got I'm trying to put it in sports terms, like you could be an all pro running back, but this woman may be looking for this all pro receiver. You see what I'm saying? She value receivers more than running backs. You see what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah,
would you be a better fit? Probably so. But she like receivers, so she gonna naturally gravitate to a receiver. You know what I'm saying? Even though it'll probably be better for her to get a running back, but everybody has their preference. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And when you understand that, like, because have you noticed that most times, even when you look at your homeboys, everybody's personality different. Certain girls gravitate and certain dudes gravitate to certain personalities. It's just kind of how it goes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's some personalities you probably would never gravitate to, even though you be thinking like, man, I would like to meet a person, but because how you work, y'all can't, it don't coexist together. You see what I'm saying?
yep.
And that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Didi, man. Shout out to my cousin Didi, man. What's up,
Yes, you
Didi?
did.
That's my
Yes, you
cousin. That's my
did.
little Deatrice. That's my cousin. That's family.
So, see, my thing with that, bro, I've dealt with rejection um pretty well. Besides, like I said, with because my rejection will come from me being friend zone. And I'd be like, hold up,
Man, before I started really getting in dealing with girls, I was getting rejected when I was like in high school, like elementary, junior high school. Like I wasn't popular. Like that's why I keep on telling my homeboys like but I didn't meet them till later in life. I've been on the spec. Like if you can put a spectrum on here, like unpopular or popular, I guess you kind of in life. I know I did. I've been on all different phases of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So you know, sometimes like you don't peak out because you don't have the clothes. You know, you don't stand out. You're not wearing the starch jeans like when I put on starch jeans and polo shirts. So girls not gonna gravitate to you because you wearing the best that you can wear. You know what I'm saying? But when you get older, I got taller. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, things start to change. You know, you got a car and everything. You're working. Things start to look different, right? You
yeah,
go from rookie, you go from all star, then you go to all pro. Now you're all pro. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what
See
I'm saying?
now,
So
see now at the stage I'm in now, I can deal with all of it better because I have a
yeah,
different mindset, a different, like you said,
yeah,
I'm not a rookie no more.
yeah,
I'm a all pro.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not a Hall of Famer, but I'm a all pro.
Yeah, Hall of Fame. That's funny.
Michelle said everybody does have their preferences, but your preference might not be God's choice as well. So that's the part that frustrated me. So I'm like, hold up. If I'm trying to live right, she trying to live right. Boom. How about we try to live right together? And God be like, hold up, player. Hold up. That's not what I got for you.
Right.
And your cousin said she think being single at her big old age is getting so frustrating. First of all,
She almost had a profit though. She ain't gonna tell you that, man. She shout out to Isaiah, man. That's my dude, man. He was a cool dude, man. I hate that for that hurt my heart when he passed, man. That was a cool dude, man. I messed with him. Said, you know, you almost had a profit, man, but he was cool. His name was Isaiah, though. It is tough being single because before I met my wife, yeah, I was dating a girl for like 5 years before her, and um,
yeah, it's a such thing.
I don't know. It depends, man. I think it depends on where you at, where you looking at. You know, I don't think it's such thing as dated out. I just think sometimes you have to be realistic in what you're looking for. Um, Man or woman, not just man, woman, just man or woman. Sometimes you can build this person that don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you building a build a bear kind of dude? Where you going to build a bear and say, I want these shoes, I want these clothes, I want these arms, I want I want this much feathers in it. Like you can't build people like that. People are who they are. You know what I'm saying? Elijah. I'm sorry, Didi. Elijah. I thought it was Isaiah. Elijah. He was cool dude, man. That's my guy. Elijah, man. He was cool, man.
Bro, please get that right.
Yeah,
Please,
get that right.
please
Elijah.
get that right. Cause Didi coming for your neck.
Oh, yeah, that's what saying. That's fam, man. Yeah. That's sweet home all day, man.
Sweet home, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, family from sweet home, man. That's what I'm from, man. Family from sweet home, man.
Yeah, see, I agree with her. Cause
What's that?
being dated out.
I
I
don't think
mean,
so. It just depends on where you at. Like if you in the wrong ring, let's say, you know how running back they age out, like running back
yeah,
because you in the wrong system and it don't work. If they're in the spread offense and all you do is run between the tackles, you're probably gonna phase out really fast, right?
yeah,
Because they pass the ball more than they run. And I guess what I'm saying is you have to be around a situation where you find the right person. Dude, it's people that's like older than us and they single, but they always be with somebody. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you can date out. It's just about who are you attracting, right? And sometimes your attitude, just changing your attitude, will attract the right person. But it's all about those different detailed things. Attitude, where you hanging out at. You know what I'm saying? What do you give out when somebody see you? Because you can't see yourself in third person, right?
right. Michelle
Like for
said
me,
nobody
I
wants the
am.
court.
My cousin probably can attest to this. I can be the most arrogant person to
Yeah,
people, but I can't see that. That's what people tell me. That's what because I can take the feedback. That's what people tell me. But at the same time, when I was younger, most girls would say that's what they like. They don't like guys that's humble. You see what I'm saying? Even I have girls tell me this. Like I like dudes with confidence and sweat. I like that. You know what I'm saying? And but a lot of times you don't know that. You have to kind of figure those things out the more you talk to different people. Like this work, that don't work. You know what I'm saying? And then you attract girls that like confidence instead of some girls like dudes that's quiet and humble, and that will attract those kind of girls. You know what I'm
yeah, that's
saying?
fair. Michelle said nobody wants the court. Just jump straight to dating, which cars used to be dated out.
It just depends on your standard, right?
And she said,
Like you,
and
you meet the
and
wrong people.
your cousin said she tired of going through the endless process. Yeah, that's fair too.
Yeah, it is rough, man. You gotta, and as I said, you gotta look where you getting the flowers from. Like, are you getting, are you going to get stuff from Food Giant, or are you going to get stuff from Whole Foods, right? Two different kind of dudes, right? You want
Yeah.
the pick five? You want the pick five, dude? You know what I'm saying? Or do you want the Whole Foods, the ones you gotta actually pay for? You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna cost you something. Because a good man, if you want a good man, it's probably gonna have to give up some of the stuff that you like doing in order to make that work. And I think a lot of people don't realize that part. Yeah.
She said being single this long is dangerous. I'm too independent. How long you
You
been
meet the
single?
right dude. You meet the right dude. You meet the right dude. You will soften up so quick, man.
Yeah,
You'll curl up.
she will. She will, but
You
I
just
want to
ain't
know
met the right way yet.
how
Yeah.
long she been single.
Oh, you gotta ask her that.
I did.
She
Pick
said pick
five dude.
five dudes. You know you mess with the pick five dudes. Mess with it. Oh man. Pick five dudes, man. Mess you up, man, every time.
Yeah, they will. I mean, see, I done ran across some. That's another frustrating thing with me, because I done ran across some pretty good women, and
What makes a woman pretty good? I'm curious.
okay, for me, uh, I'm more personality driven.
Mm-hmm.
Personality, um, their drive,
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, it's just yeah, personality. They drive. I can care. I mean, I gotta at least be able to want to look at them. So I mean, looks that's at the bottom of the list for me because that varies. That
Right.
comes and goes.
Yeah, it
I'm
will come
more
and go
I'm,
for
I'm
sure.
more into the mind, the intellect of a woman. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the availability of a woman, stuff like that. I'm deep with I'm deep with me
I mean,
with
as long as you can articulate, I think a lot of times people don't articulate. You just assume, and that gets you messed up. And I'm talking about men and women. You assume instead of saying, "Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this?" Right? You got to find out where that common ground. And it's equally yoked. That's an important thing. I know you hear people say it and it sounds like cliche, but it's so important, right? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Some dudes they want different things. Some dudes, like I say, dudes out here popping real sparks at 25, which is crazy. They want to pop real sparks with, they don't realize when you become an adult, man, you can't do it every day, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you get over about 27, 28, you can't do that every day, man. I don't care how many real sparks you pop, you know what I'm saying? Which is
Yeah,
crazy.
shout out to Rose
Which is,
Sparks. I never used them,
man, I ain't using that stuff, man. I don't
but
need
they they can show become a sponsor.
that. I ain't using that. It's so funny. That dude's using that thing, young. It's crazy, man. I ain't never had to use that,
It makes
man.
sense though because um me and my age they done messed themselves up doing doing everything up under the sun. So you mess up your levels and jack up everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I always been clean. Like I done dabbled in some stuff, but I always been mostly like kind of clean. Like I've been so close to being a vegan sometimes. Mm, I don't really eat a lot of salt. I don't really, do the whole like sodium thing. I try to stay away from it. And I don't even eat soul food like I used to no more. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. Um,
See,
like
that's
today, like today,
see.
my wife bought me a griddle, so I was made some rice, chicken, broccoli, put that on top of the rice. Boom, clean
Little,
eating. Right?
little
Yeah,
hibachi.
yeah, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Eat clean, but yeah, man, when you selecting a spouse, man, it's a lot to it, man. You really gotta really think about what you want, like, and does this woman the Bible? Or are you looking at this woman a feminist? You know what I'm saying? She don't agree with what she want to agree with. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. It's tough, man. It ain't easy. I don't know, man. So
This
much noise deterring people from what relationships really could be.
yeah.
Like if you tell somebody what's their role, it's like offensive. It's crazy. But when you look at it as a team, every team, the player has a role, though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be the quarterback. I know, right? Now I got, oh, yeah, I used to be in the shoes of my cousin messing with you. Ah,
That's
this guy
wild.
used to be in the shoes. Boy, I used to have every pair of Georgia, man. And boy, when I got
I believe.
old, you get married with kids. Man, I can't even tell you last time I bought a pair of Jordans, man. I'm in new
Yeah.
Birkenstocks
See,
and stuff now, you know what I'm saying? And I heard that before. Wow, who was that? Let me find that. Let me
can I
find.
trust you to lead me? That well. See, here's my see. I don't have a problem with independent women. I just, how can I put this? Uh, there has to be a time where, as the man, you allow me to lead you. You know what I mean? You
Right.
can only be independent so long. Uh,
Well, here's the
'Cause
thing. Here's the deal, right? When somebody says, "Can I trust you to lead me?" Right? When you first meet a man and he's you're talking to him. That's what courtship is for. You have to make the determination. Is this man? It's like he has to make the determination. Does this woman want to be led? Right?
yeah,
And if he is not a leader, if you clearly see that, now you got a choice. Do I continue this or do I end this? You see what I'm saying? A lot of times people don't want to be alone. That's why they don't like filtering stuff out. You know what I'm saying? They talk about it in church all the time, but some people don't want to hear that. Like, well, I don't want to be by myself. Now you're putting yourself in that lukewarm area. You see what I'm saying? Instead of saying, if they don't meet this criteria, you gotta end it before your feelings get caught up in it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because what do you mean by lead you, right? Some people they have their own ideas of what being led is, but you're trying to dictate what being led is. Like, can he challenge you to be better, or is that offensive, right? What does he expect from you? Like, a lot of times, I'm gonna say in general, I don't want to say all women, but there are this group of women. They'll tell you everything they expect from a man, but then when you ask them, so what do a man expect from you? What you mean by that? What you mean by that? Now they're offended. You know what I'm saying? But it's you got to be realistic, man. Like even if he's showing qualities of leadership, when you first get married, you still have to learn, right? You have to learn how to lead this person. Like you have to learn, like how to do things. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody deal with that because they stay in situations longer than they need to. I'm guilty of that myself.
yeah.
Before I got married, but
I know
yeah,
I
man,
did.
you have to be able to make those attempts. Sometimes people try to warn you, but nobody want to listen. Right? Maybe it's a good idea. Oh, he hating, she hating.
The red
You know what
flags
I'm
be
saying?
there, bro.
Yeah, the red flags be there.
The red
And
and
I wish I had a
sometimes,
sound effect. I know people ignore the red flag. I was telling my wife that all the time. A lot of dudes they ignore the red flags because a lot of them women be like beloved, man. You know what I'm saying? When it turn nighttime, they turn to beloved, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of dudes, man, that's what they want. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, I put up with the roller coaster, man. Like when it's going up, it's all good. But when you get when it go down, your stomach go up in your,
that's
in your
my
chest a little bit.
that was my
But
problem because I made some bonehead decisions, bro. That
every dude have, man. But there's some dudes don't like talking about it though. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes don't want to talk about it. She said, "Challenge me, let's grow." Didi, you know, if a dude challenge you, y'all gonna be in there like WWE, man. Gonna be like Cam. You see that with Cam?
yeah, I saw that Jay
That
Uso
was
went
that
over
was
there
set up though.
and
Cam ain't gonna let that happen in real life. But the fact he pulled the Cam over the desk though,
hey, for a split second, I was like, Cam finna forget this is skit.
yeah, That was funny. That was funny though. Cause it wasn't nothing Cam could do. He actually tried to get with him, but he put them hands on him and put him on the ground. It wasn't nothing he could do, man.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. He's Samoan too? Man,
Yeah,
you don't know Samoans are they strong, man, for real. It's a different kind of strong.
I'm gonna have to get this lady on a podcast because I
My
really want to
cousin.
pick her brain.
Oh, she how you rolling, bro. Cause funny, man. She how you rolling. If you think I'm funny, she funny. She how you rolling.
I want to pick her. I want to pick her brain
Yeah.
cause she
And she
sound
can
like
sing. And she can sing too. I used to
she
mess with her. Say,
she
I'm
sound
out
like
sing you.
yeah, she sound like a lot of the women that I run across. You know, they
Yeah.
that's what basically that's what all of them be asking for. But
Nah,
my
she's
issue
solid, man.
is
She's solid though, man. She's solid, man. She work, man. You know, she hold it
my
down,
issue
man.
is I just need if that's what you asking for, I need you to be able to actually receive it.
Right.
I'm not screwed
Screwed
tight.
tight. I ain't even right. Maybe it's in the water down the sweet home. That's why we not screwed tight up here. Funny.
No,
But yeah,
but
yeah.
be actually ready to receive it. Uh,
And that's the thing, man. People when you haven't been married before, it's easy to say that you can just receive it until you have to receive it, right? Like it's easy to say I can receive my wife challenging me until she actually challenges, right?
yeah,
And you be like, well, I didn't want to get challenged in this situation. Maybe another time, but when is a good time to be challenged, right? You know what I'm saying? But you got to always, but a lot of people that ain't been married, you haven't experienced it. It's hard to explain. Like, if you never played in an NFL game and it's your first time, it's going to be hard to explain to you because you're
yeah,
not in it, right? If you never rode the roller coaster, you know what I'm saying? And I tell you about it, you say, "Oh, okay," but until you get on it, oh, I get what you was talking about now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for sure.
yeah.
But
That's yeah. That's
because you
always
got to
been
think, man, you have to find somebody that you can be safe. Um, in both, it's like vice versa. When I say this stuff, it's like vice versa, man or woman. It's easy to talk about everything good about you, but what about the stuff that you don't like to talk about, right? When you pout, then something don't go your way.
yeah,
When you want something and he tell you no, we can't do that right now. We trying to do this, you know, or you don't feel like doing something, or this and that. It's, a lot of times people always tell you the good stuff, but they never tell you about the other stuff, about them, right? Like I told my wife I was crazy. Like I know I'm not like everybody. I know that sounds cliche, but you're gonna find out. I'm not like everybody else, and that's she's like, you're right. You're not like everybody else. I told her about my past. I'm not tripping. Some of it do be funny, some of it don't. It just depends. Peel, he messed with Peel, because Peel he didn't really go the route I went. So I went a different route, but um, but it helped me be prepared for some of the things that I do now. But some of the things it actually weakened me at the same time in some areas too, right? Talking to different women, it weakens you. It strengthens you, but it weakens you at the same time, right?
yeah,
And that's the risk involved when you get curious. Like, you know what? I think I could talk to multiple women, at one time. And you may think it's gonna go all good because you're so arrogant, but then the bad side is when you try to settle down, you have to unlearn all of that stuff that you did to talk to multiple women, right? And think about um no empathy at all, like to sell somebody a dream. Like I know what's gonna happen. I understand the process like a program. When I get the number, I'm building up the dream. Like I'm building it. Right. It became like looking at sports. Right. You draft a player, you see this player fit your system. Where do they fall on the depth chart? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Is that a starter? Are they a starter? Or are they a reserve? Or are they a practice squad? You know what I'm saying? And it could be the same way for me. Dealing with women, I can be a starter, I can be a reserve, I can be practice squad. You know what I'm saying? It can be just as simple. It's just some people just They don't understand. They don't want to see it that way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's tough. Because they want to see it a whole another way. You know. Like my wife's a little different. She's more lovey. You know. Emotional and stuff like that. I'm not. Like I'm totally opposite, and that's what works because I think if we was both emotional, we would create like ticking time bombs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like all this is a perfect segue to the next topic:
What's the?
lust, temptation, and self-control.
Mm,
I think I just saw a post, and it was breaking down the strongest man in the Bible and the richest man in the Bible, and both of them fell down to lust.
yep.
And I was thinking about it. I was like, that is one of the greatest falls of not just men, just mankind. Period. We can get. I know for me, that's the only way that I strayed away from my, you know, my upbringing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Uh,
When you're not taught how to deal with it, right? Like my dad died. Like I said, my dad died when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? So, and my dad, he had 9 kids by maybe four. I can't remember off the top of my head, before 5 different women, and clearly a lust issue, right? And if I didn't catch myself when I was really out there in the woods in the prodigal, my prodigal years, I had to really sit myself down and say, if I don't stop what I'm doing, I'm going to repeat the cycle of what my dad, um, having that situation, my dad having a blended family or whatever. I didn't want that, but I was playing around. I was out there doing stuff, was risking that. You see what I'm saying? But I didn't. It took me to realize what I was doing. Like, what am I really doing? Right? Because it was too easy. It became too easy, right? When you're not taught that and you left to your own imagination, it you go from not talking to girls, you start getting girls and I'm talking to girls, then you start figuring out stuff. Wait a minute, I don't have to be in a long term relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to make a commitment to I don't. And then you start building around those thoughts and ideas, you start connecting the dots, right? And man, lust is crazy because you got to think when you think about Samson, think about how good the lot of probably look, right? To break them like that, right?
boy,
When you think about Solomon, imagine having so much money, so much wisdom that any girl come your way, they playing you different, right? Like, imagine girls throwing their best at you. You don't have to do anything. Just your presence. They see you coming up, and they throwing their best at you, right? And I tell myself this and anybody this: how many examples do you have to see to know that it's real, right? To know that anybody can got. You know what I'm saying? How many examples do you got to see? You see it in the news all the time, right? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And it's not
See,
easy, but you have to really develop a system to keep
no, it ain't
yourself
easy,
from falling, into lust. Because man, like I say, everybody always think it's the dudes all the time. It's dudes always have to get women, but I'm telling you, man, there's some beloveds out there, bro. And the type of women that call you after 10 o'clock. You know, you seen beloved?
yeah,
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
yeah.
I
See,
mean, it's
my
some good girls out there with deviant behavior. That's all. Just what I would say. And
yeah,
it just takes me running to them. And then next thing you having flashbacks because you like you never rode that roller coaster, the deviant roller coaster, and now you can't even think straight because. And some dudes know if you've been around the block long enough, just being for real, man. Like the chances of you meeting girls like that, um, they, they, they will take care of the house and then got a little bit of those beloved skills is very rare. Very rare. You know what
it's
I'm saying?
rare, it's rare. But at
And
the same time, see,
you gotta make a choice. Which one you want more?
you gotta make a choice. See, lust comes in many different shapes,
It does.
sizes, forms.
Right.
See, my problem was I I dealt with a lot of how can I put this? My self esteem, like I portrayed that my self esteem was high,
Mm-hmm.
confidence was high, but it really wasn't.
Mm.
I would find, I would literally find myself in other women
Mm-hmm.
from an emotional standpoint, from a not even sexually. I
Right.
would just find my, I would find, I codependency is real.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, I'm totally opposite. I was
Yeah, yeah, I
like
get that.
crazy. Yeah.
I
Yeah, I'm
get
like
that.
you at the same
So,
time. Yeah,
so
for
I
sure.
would,
I get what you're saying though.
I would literally find what I would think would be accepted image wise.
Mm. Okay.
And okay, I'm gonna get with this girl. At first, of course, it'll be the initial attraction, but I will stay when it was time to go,
Mm-hmm.
all because I have built this whole image and idea in my head
Mm-hmm.
that this is what look good on Facebook. So
Right.
I'm gonna stick with it for
Right.
8 years,
Mm-hmm.
knowing I should have bounced in 3.
Right.
So that goes hand in hand with the lust thing because in my situation, it would be more so of uh yeah, I'm with this person, but I'm battling a adult film addiction.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
uh like I said, lust comes in many different ways.
Oh, they do for sure.
Uh
And I, uh, go ahead and finish. I'm gonna tell you something. How it started for me. I'm gonna tell you and how I built on it. Go ahead. It's gonna be
and
funny.
and
Go ahead
that
and finish this.
and that pick kind of piggybacked off what you were saying about the VHS tape.
Yeah,
Uh
for sure.
Stumbling upon something that I
Boy,
wasn't ready
yeah,
for at a
you
young
weren't ready
age.
for. Boy, blow your
Uh
mind. Whoa.
Jacked my whole mind up. 'Cause I was like,
Oh yeah.
whoa,
I've been there. I've been there,
that's
bro.
that,
Yeah.
that's that, and that's that. Whoa.
And
And
then
then,
when you start getting older, you're like, okay, so how do I get there in real life? Right? How do I connect the dots to get there in real life? And then you start
and
connecting the dots. You're like, how can I get there quicker now? How can I make the process? That's me. I'm just saying that's how I was. It's pretty funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
and see, the older men, they had VHS tapes and DVDs.
Yeah, this is before social media. This is pre-social media, right?
All I had was just to type in something
Yeah,
on here.
yeah,
And a lot of times, not even type because the algorithm already know where you at. It would just
yeah,
pop up.
yeah, for sure.
And it took a lot of uh, prayer and determining will to beat that
Yep.
addiction.
Yeah, I always look at it as like you have to fill those habits in with something else,
That's what I did.
right? If you know you can't eat cookies no more, what do you fill in? You can't eat cookies, like now you gotta start eating celery or something. I don't know, you gotta figure that out. But yeah, like imagine not being popular, being somewhat socially awkward when I was in school. And then you start working as an adult. I'll tell you one situation that's funny. I was working at the hospital, right? So it was nights. And I would have to go get gas like in Valero over on 12th Street. I would literally was pumping gas in the car. Women come up, hey, what you doing? Are you a doctor or something? Now, in my head, I know I'm not a doctor, but I'm not gonna say yes or no because I'm trying to see, what's going on. Being able to recognize something is happening while it's happening is crazy. It probably discernment, but I didn't understand what that was back then.
Yeah, you
And
didn't.
I think that's what made me dangerous because when I'm pumping gas, she talking to me, she give me a number. I'm thinking there's no reason for a woman that old to be talking to me because I'm only what 19, 20 at that point. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe 21. I don't know. No, I might have been like 19, 20. That's when I had the money car. I might have been 19, 20. But what I'm saying is that when you talking about lust and like temptation, it's sometimes like people don't understand. Sometimes the women come at the men. You know what I'm saying? And most young dudes, it's hard to say no when they're putting it in your hands. Like here you go. You know what I'm saying? Being tall probably made you work because you're tall, you stand out, right? Um, and then you get a car, you get rims. I've literally just had girls just like because I had the car, or whatever, and then everything else took care of itself. But man, it ain't just the dudes out here. You know what I'm saying? Some women out here, they pretty cold with it. You just can sit back and watch it unfold. You like, wow, she really did all the work. All I had to do was just go through with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some people don't believe that, but I'm telling you, it's real. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of it's a lot of women
Yeah.
out there. It's a lot of women
Yeah.
out there that they will do it. Men too.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
that's
For
why
sure, man. I mean, yeah, if you're
this.
not tough, yeah, you're gonna be opportunistic, man. Most dudes are opportunistic because like you're not even. I don't. Like I said, my dad died, but most of these dudes I talk to, you're not taught how to deal with women from your dad. You know what I'm saying? Most dudes are sex education from your parents. You learn it at school, but school only make you more curious about it, in my opinion. When you learn it at school,
That's
they
what it
only
did
gonna
for
make you
me.
more curious about it. Like, you know what? I need to get to that a little bit faster. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah. See,
yeah,
that's why I try to tell people. Um, yeah, I know it's called the Jezebel spirit, but men can have that spirit too.
oh for sure, for sure.
You know, uh, lust is more. It's a very dangerous thing, man, because
It is.
it's like
It
a
is.
it's
They're
like a
very dangerous.
it's a slippery slope that can lead into temptation.
Yeah, it's like a zone, right? When you're dealing with another person, like a man dealing with a woman. I always tell my homeboy, there's this zone that you just don't never want to get to. Um, yeah, definitely my cousin there, he just recently passed, rest in peace, but he was a solid dude all the way. You know what I'm saying? Solid dude, man. But I always say that's these points you get to on the devil's playground. That once you get there, it's almost impossible. You got to not to get to that zone. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. Like it's like a certain when you get in the line on a roller coaster. If you way in the back, you can probably walk away. But once you get up in that top five, like, do you want to get on? Sometimes you know what I'm saying, you already you like I'm already here now. You don't want to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? And that's the point where you go over to her house at 10 o'clock at night. She talking about she want to watch Martin. You go over her house, or she come over your house. Yeah, and you get to the point of no return. I mean, this is where you don't want to get to. That's what I call the point of no return. It's a wrap. You don't want to get to that point, but some people they put themselves in that position, but then
Yeah,
try to blame the other person when they both put themselves in that position. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I could never. I mean, I know for a fact that I put myself in situations,
Oh, 100%, boy.
and
Ooh,
I'm
man, I
like,
know.
hold up. Like I have been a lot of time. I mean, it really ain't been a lot of times for me. But when I know that it's not right, I rarely ever follow through. I always be it's something always pop up. And I believe
Oh,
that it was God
yeah,
behind the scenes, like, no, I'm not even finna let you do yourself like
and
this.
that's
'Cause
good, man. Cause like I say, when you're a sociopath like me, it's touchdown. And if I get in the red zone, I'm gonna score. You know what I'm saying? And it
yeah,
took God to change, totally change. I had to totally change, like, the flip off of that. You know what I'm saying? But
that's how.
when I was in my 20s though, if
Yeah,
um if we on the football field, I get you in the red zone, I'm mossing you. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's going down.
see, I was I, I,
When I
I
was
was the
crazy, I'm telling you, I
complete.
was crazy, man.
I was the complete opposite because I'm
I'm
like,
glad,
hold up,
man. Thank God you was, and you don't want to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? Became the conqueror, man, because he has his drawbacks too. Yeah.
because I mean, trust me, it wasn't hard. I mean, and I ain't perfect. I done
Yeah.
did. I have fallen, but I
Yeah.
mean, I always knew.
Yeah, Didi, cousin was. You might not believe your cousin was a sociopath.
But
Oh,
even
that's
even
like Jay.
even when I would make my mistakes, I will always find my way back to where I needed to be.
Right. I
Um,
believe. Mm,
but that's because of my upbringing and my background.
right. Yeah.
Um, I'm not a partier, so you're not gonna catch me at a party.
Yeah.
So uh, the the devil or his imps knew how to find their way to me because they weren't finna catch me at um, um, elevations.
I went the other way. Yeah, I've been
They,
there.
they, for my generation, they weren't finna catch me at what 428.
Oh. Yeah,
They they
yeah,
they weren't finna
I'm out
catch
the
me
book.
there.
Yeah.
He knew to send them virtually, cause that's where I was.
Yeah, you know me, in the 2000, social media really wasn't as big yet. So you really had to do your work in person, you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it was. Um, and some stuff we was in the club most of the time. You meet people like we was at Walmart because usually Walmart you stay open late at night sometimes. Um, maybe out and about because like I said, we got the car at the rim, so you be hanging out where everybody be outside with their car. When they used to let you do that, on Asher and stuff like that, and and that's why I was when I say where you meeting people at, those type of women. I knew that. I knew that before I even talked to them. That's why I always ask Phil and Jay. Every woman you talk to, did you think that could be the one? I knew for a fact that if I met you at Elevations, 2 o'clock in the morning, we next 5 years we're not gonna see each other. It's just not gonna happen. I'm being honest. I'm saying this in my head. I know this is not gonna happen, but that don't mean that I can't see, what's that's just how I thought back then, like being a social path. That don't mean that I can't still see, what your skills are, you know. But I know you're not gonna make the team. It's kind of like letting somebody try out and you know they're not gonna make the team, like be a walk on.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's not a great way to look. I'm just telling you how I was thinking back then. You
yeah.
can be a walk on. I'll let you walk on and try out and see what you got, but you probably not gonna make the team. You know what I'm
No, you ain't gonna make the team.
saying? Yeah, but
See, my problem, my problem was when it get to the self control aspect of it. I,
yeah.
I had self control to a certain extent. Um, I wasn't fooling with nobody unless they was my woman.
Yeah, see, that's what we did. I had self control in a different way. Um, Not the way that God wanted, but I'm saying like the way that when you in the game, self control. I know you're not my woman. I'm just trying to see, what I'm saying, what's out here, what's available. And I got enough self control that if I need to cut it off, I can cut it off and be done. Like I can move on. Like a lot of people don't like ghosting, but some people you have to ghost. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, but I got enough self control to ghost. Like I even had enough self control that I've been at that point of no return and still said no to a girl just to see how they'll react. And it wasn't good. They get mad, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes I'm telling you, I was crazy just testing yourself out. Like, can I get all the way to this point and say no? You know what I'm saying? And you can do it. It's not as easy, but you can do it.
You can
And
do it, but
yeah, but I do do little stupid experiments like that though. You know what I'm saying? Not good to do, but I did. You know what I'm saying?
I never did have, like I said, I had self control to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Most of my uh See, I was with one person for so long
Yeah,
to the
that's
point.
good. That's a good thing, bro. Don't be like me. That's a good thing.
Yeah, but I was with one person for so long to the point where uh, I didn't really have to practice self control until I learned what I was dealing with after the fact.
Yeah,
Because I mean, I did everything with that one person. I was
yeah,
I was with her for what, on and off,
yeah. See,
7, 8 years, 14 until I was 10 years later.
yeah. I didn't even claim a girl as my girlfriend until I got in my late 20s. But I talked to girls though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before
See, I
that, and
spent.
only two. The one who I met before my wife, and then my wife. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And, but shout out to my cousin and McNeely. Yeah, they dads, both of their dads are solid, man. Rest in peace to my uncle Danny. He was a solid dude, man. I gotta make a
Yeah.
video. I can't make a video about how he was because I started crying. But I got to get to that point, man. Cause my uncle, man, he was funny, man. He used to always have his coffee table in the house, and he'd be sitting on the coffee table with a cup with the ice in it. It's just funny, man. She'll
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about when she hear me, man. He be there watching the Cowboys game or something. It's funny, man. It's pretty funny. But
See,
yeah, man,
see,
shout out to them solid dudes out there, though.
and that's another thing too. I got good examples, great
For sure.
examples of men
Yeah, you do. For
in
sure.
my family. I
Yeah.
mean, so I never did see like my daddy womanizing my mama or
Mm-hmm.
stepping out on her or beating on her or any other. I never seen that because he was always a good man to my mom.
Right.
Um,
She saw that. That's funny.
so which is why I would, like I said, I went back to that whole image thing.
Right.
Uh, and I fell into that deep. Um, me trying to uphold a standard. Uh, more so on what people seeing the outside looking in. You know.
Mm. Yeah.
Uh, and deep down, I'm in a whole relationship where I'm dying.
Mm.
Uh, spiritually, emotionally.
Yeah.
Um, and this last go around with that person physically,
Yeah.
that stress was taking me out of here.
That's the
Uh,
thing, man. Dealing with other people, man, like dealing with life situations. Um, is thank you, cousin, for that. She said she feel like Micah Ashley is a good example, right? But she mad, Ashley mad a crazy dude. Don't just being funny, but um having those examples make a difference. But I know for me, I didn't have my dad died so young. My mom just let me kind of figure it out and be a man because
yeah,
I didn't have that DNA of an example to like when your people don't realize, like, I don't know what's worse, right? Losing your dad early or losing them later, you know what I'm saying? Um it's probably hurt, both of them hurt, but I don't know which one because losing them at 12. Now, when you going, you don't have somebody to bounce ideas off of. That's your own DNA, right? And you don't get to see him materialize. I didn't see him come to church and turn his life around. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to see that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he could have been. Could he been a deacon or preacher? I don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I had to pretty much make my own path. And it wasn't all right and wrong, but like I always tell people, my experiences and stuff I went through, I can reach that person that went through the same thing. I can tell my cousin, I can tell my daughter, if a man do these things, he not trying to be with you because I did it. You see what I'm saying? Probably at a crazy level. Like some people think all dudes are dumb. I'm telling you, that's not the case. You're looking at a dude that, like, think about it, man. Like, I'm doing web development like coding, but the only reason it's stuck because in life you build these different codes in your head how you do stuff, right? And that's why it was a little bit easy for me to pick up on it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, self control is real. It's different levels of it, but you have to build it around God though, or else you're gonna be like me. I was building it around the vices that I was doing, right?
Yeah.
Like I had enough self control. If I get a girl number, I could talk to her about these few things. If she don't respond right, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? She not on. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it was. I had that bad, so bad at one point. I literally, this is my equivalent to what y'all call a hoe stage. I had it bad, so I had it down so bad that I literally, and check this out, none of them was local. I'll be talking to a girl in South Carolina that would pay for my lunch.
Right,
Another one in Texas, they'll pay. They'll buy me the new 2K.
right,
Another one uh in Cali that will do this, and then I have one just for certain things that will send me attachments late at night.
right. For sure.
So, like I said, lust is real. It's
Oh yeah.
deep. It's real deep. Um, but yeah, it's and it wasn't until I, like I said, really started developing a real relationship with first myself.
Yeah.
Um, let alone God.
I mean, man, you talking about a phase, bro. Like, yes. I mean,
But
you looking at a dude, they went all the way there. Like,
yeah,
um, we used, well, we used to mess with each other like basketball records. Like,
it
it's
was
like
on
who
kick breaking
could go on the
hearts.
longest run. It's like who could go on the longest run. And believe me, when I say we went on some crazy runs, we went on some crazy runs. You know what I'm saying? But I was, man, like, um, it's funny, man, because when you think about that, when you go through that phase, right? Everybody do it in different ways. And but I used to think it was a waste, but God showed me that I learned so much stuff from it as far as not the end result of it, but the process of how you get there, right? And that's the stuff people don't like talking about. It's
No,
always the person did this or this and that, but no, no, no. It started from you getting this person number, they getting your number, and the process worked up to that point, right?
yeah, Caleb.
One night stand, right? I don't know if you ever did, don't do that, but I'm saying people don't realize how hard it is, like technical, how hard it is technically to do something like that. It's really difficult.
I ain't never had a one night stand.
Yeah, don't do it. It's not easy to do, and it seems like the stars are aligned when that happens. It's not easy to do, but most dudes from my generation, when you do it, you realize like, how can I make a template where I can apply this and try to speed up the process, right? Um, and that's when you go right into the phase. Like I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you an idea of how crazy those times were, man. When I was coming up, right?
Yeah,
Like Nick, if it wasn't for Nick and John, I probably would have got into way more trouble. You know what I'm saying? They kind of kept me balanced out. Before I got married, when we was young, we was like in our 20s. They kept me balanced out. Like Nick was always a good dude. He would never, go crazy like that. But I was like, nah, I'm out here getting it because I ain't gonna be out here forever.
yeah,
Um,
Caleb. Yeah, Caleb. No,
yeah,
I was on kick breaking hearts. Boy, look here.
yeah.
Hey, I was. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. I might not have been doing nothing with these.
I'm glad you wasn't, man. That's a good thing, bro. Don't do it.
I might not be doing nothing physically, but it was really, to be honest, it was more dangerous because it wasn't physically. It was all spiritual.
Yeah. See, I wasn't that spiritual when I was in my child. I wasn't spiritual at
I
all.
mean, tomorrow, like the
This,
transactions, it was all emotional. It
the
was
thing, the
all.
thing I'm curious about is, like your grandpa and everything. What made you like veer away from it? If you grew up in it, what made you go prodigal? Is that so to speak? Like, what made is it when dealing with some of the stuff when you was telling me last time when he passed? Like, what made you kind of change, like veer from the structure?
Well, for one, I experienced church hurt.
Mm, Okay.
Um, I experienced church hurt, and that is a real thing. It's
Right.
stuff that I have yet to deal with
Mm.
some of the people at our church.
Mm.
That's very prominent in the
For
church.
sure. For sure.
They got roles,
Mm-hmm.
high roles.
Right.
All of them got the same last name. If you
Mm.
get what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I know what you're
Uh,
saying.
I've experienced church hurt to the degree where uh I should have known I can never watch Tarzan again. Okay, we're gonna talk about that later. Uh,
Uh.
um, um, yeah, church hurt. There's there was a very um triggering moment for me
Mm-hmm.
because it was things that were said to me by people that I would never even think
Mm.
would say them things.
Mm.
Um, do have I forgiven the person or people? Yeah, I have. Um, have I put it behind me? I can say my grandfather died in '07,
Mm-hmm.
and that situation happened not even a year after he died. So what? '08,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's 2026. When I started therapy is when I started healing, and that was
Mm.
a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's recent. Um, so church hurt kicked it all off, and
Mm.
then, like I said, I started going through puberty,
Mm.
and I started learning. How can I put this? I started learning myself and everything that came with me.
Right.
I
Sure.
started, um, and a lot of people don't know. Uh, how can I put this? I had a female cousin that took advantage of me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't gotta go deep in there. Don't go deep down here because
So yeah,
you got family. Yeah, don't do it.
yeah.
You know.
So
But
um, all of it, all of it, because what was
yeah.
from from her doing that, from the church hurt to me being mad at God for
Mm.
taking my grandfather,
Right.
all of it was like I'm out.
Yeah.
Even though my structure, I was still going
Right.
every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Sunday, every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Monday nights for choir, mama choir rehearsal. So
Yeah.
imagine all that going through my mind every time I step inside the church,
Yeah.
from the age of 13 till
Mm.
26.
Mm. Mm.
I've been going to that church all my life,
Yeah, for sure.
and like I said, I never really did tap in until I really never did tap in for real until I got sick, and I had no choice but to tap in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so those were the main fact. It was other stuff along the way, but those were the
Oh, for
main
sure.
factors that caused me to drift a little.
For sure.
Uh, but like I just said, throughout all my mistakes and all that, I always never forget who my true source was.
For sure. Don't ever forget that, for sure. Because that's what's gonna help you get over once you really lean into the source.
Exactly.
And I had to learn that through life, right? Uh, when I was when my dad died and we started moving around and I'm going to different schools and stuff. That's I got picked on because didn't have a lot of friends because we kept moving around and stuff, right? And dealing with hurt from that point of view, right? Dealing with hurt with some family members, like man, we don't know how they gonna turn out because they ain't got their dad in their life. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with that kind of hurt, right? And I don't know. I'm just giving you the game for me. I've learned to people gonna be who they are. Um, and God had to show me a way to not hold on to it because it's gonna affect you in the future, right? It's gonna affect your future. It's almost like it start putting fog over your eyes because you don't want to become bitter and petty. Because I've been there, and it'll start affecting your thoughts or how you approach things. Like I can go there quick. Like if I go to like I don't care. Like when I was young, so I don't give a F. When I was young, I don't give a F. Tell me for like I give a F. I don't give a F. You know what I'm saying? And I can do that in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But when I realized that my health is tied to how I react and take in things or don't take in things, it helped me see things from a whole different perspective, right? Because I don't like to stress out over nothing, but I understand people gonna be who they are, and sometimes you're not gonna get an apology, right? Because they don't feel like they did nothing wrong. So that's when I have to go to God and leave it at God's lap and move on because and forget like give and resolve it in my head so I'm not carrying that 2 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still
Yeah.
carrying something that have, you know. And I know people say you can't tell you how to deal with stuff. They always say that, but I'm saying I'm not telling you how to deal with it. I'm just saying yeah, you got to deal with it though, so you don't carry it, right?
Yeah.
Because you know, like the NFL player, you put the weight on the sled. Like how much weight can you handle on the sled where you can't pull it no more? It's like you can't even move it, right? You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah,
So that
yeah, that's
so to
what.
piggyback off Michelle's last comment,
Yeah,
with my you wasn't there, but my grandfather held such a high position in our diocese.
I believe it.
He was like my grandfather. If I'm just keeping the buck,
Hmm.
the whites was held up to the same standards as the Rattlers,
Right.
and I took pride in it. Um, so when my grandfather passed,
Yeah.
it kind of felt like we was now think I'm thinking as a kid.
Right. For sure.
It felt like we was kind of uh like a fall from grace.
Mm.
We wasn't treated the same.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah.
we it's like we became the black sheep.
Mm. Interesting. Yeah.
Um, because like I said, we was here to a certain standard. I
Yeah.
mean, folks will check on Bishop Ratliff. They'll be
Yeah.
calling Elder Ratliff too, Elder White too.
Mm-hmm.
Like we checking on Bishop, we checking on you too.
Right.
Like my grandfather was the national evangelist for the
Yeah.
whole
That's what I said.
diocese.
That's how. Yeah. For sure.
So, um, and he brought so much to ET. He the reason why the appreciation is the way it is.
Right.
He was the reason why certain things at the convocations changed.
Right.
He he the reason why my grandfather's brain helped tool why 5121 is paid off.
Right.
His mindset, along
For sure.
with the office and bishop. You know,
Yeah.
my grandfather had a hand in a lot of stuff. So when he passed and certain things were said to
Mm-hmm.
me as a kid,
Right.
that scarred me.
Mm.
For one, I'm young and I don't know how to properly grieve.
Right. That's true.
Two, I'm already mad at God for taking my best friend away. Because my grandfather was literally my best friend.
Right.
You seen him, you seen me.
Right.
Um, yeah, it was a fall from grace.
Mm.
As I felt, and really, I
That's
didn't
tough.
have
That's tough.
um I really didn't feel like we was. we was held to that regard again until my grandma started, you know, moving her little way on up.
Yeah.
You know, she started off as a missionary. Well, well, people don't know she was a first lady first. My grandfather had churches.
Right.
You know, so uh, when I started coming around, Grandpa's was too old.
Yeah.
He was getting older, so
Right.
he started fellowshipping with ET.
Right.
So I didn't see First Lady White. I saw
Right.
Missionary White,
Mm-hmm.
Mother White. I
Right.
saw uh, Missionary White that helped the singles.
Right.
You know, I saw her after the fact,
Mm-hmm.
um, and a part of me still don't feel like she deserved the recognition that I mean she deserved the recognition that what I'm trying to say, she hasn't received the recognition she deserved
Yeah.
for all what she put in.
Right.
But
A
that's
lot of
another that,
times, and that's the tough part about serving Christ. A lot of
yeah.
times, people they don't even realize what all you do until you're not there, right? Um, even with me, like I do so much stuff behind the scenes that if you don't know, you won't know. You know what I'm saying?
You wanna know?
And I don't even care about. Um, that's just me. I just don't even care about if somebody say something or not, because I know what I'm doing it for, and it definitely ain't for people. But and that's the tough part, though, man, because sometimes as a human, you want to be appreciated, but it don't come off that way. And if you say something, sometimes it comes off as you're being entitled. You feel entitled and all these other things. Sometimes you just want to be appreciated. You know what I'm saying? And I think, man, growing up being the oldest, I was kind of taught like, would you do it even if nobody didn't give you a pat on the back? Would you still do it? I was kind of raised around men like that before they passed when I was younger. But like, would you do this even if you're the bad guy in the house because you said no? Would you still pay the bills? Would you still lead your family even if they don't like the decision that you made? You know what I'm saying? And it takes I don't say it takes conditioning, but it do take in your mindset to get there. Um, and even when you do stuff at church, because people they don't say it to me a lot, but I have had people say like they'll say something about the yard or something like, you could do this, you could do that. And I'll be like, well, you can come up here and do it if you want to. You know what I'm
Boy,
saying?
facts.
And they'll be like, oh, I'm not trying to say that. No, I'm just saying like, if you cut the grass and you weed eat the whole churchyard, you're not gonna feel like doing what you're talking about. But I'm telling you, you can come up here and do it though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people always have something to say about something they don't do. It's just how it goes, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I would say, man, hold on to that what your grandpa did, because a lot of times after time, because I know when my dad passed, right? Everybody's at the funeral, everybody's at the, repast. Everybody's saying, condolences. But, 2 or 3 months later, life rolls on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the tough part.
Yeah,
You
that's
have
tough.
to get through. Like, you're still going to be going through this, and everybody else is going to work and they move on because they got to pay their bills or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The life or whatever. But being able to still live and not let it stop you from growing, right? Cause it was some years, man, like not having your dad around Father's Day was tough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some situations was tough. Like, man, I wish I could talk to my dad about it, but he ain't here. But um, not seeing his potential, like what he could have been. You know what I'm saying? Not seeing those things, not being able to ask him what was he thinking in these times. You know what I'm saying? Or him not seeing me grow up, like not seeing his grandkids and stuff. Like I said, he died when he was 38, 40 or something like that. He was very young when he passed. Like I
Yeah.
was 12, so he was very young, relatively
Let's see.
young.
Let's see. See, my grandfather died. He was 61.
Yeah.
young man. He was young.
Yeah. And see, my
He was
mom's
young,
dad,
but
he died. My mom's dad, he died when I was probably like 2 or 3 or something. I was really young, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of my uncles and stuff, my family from Sweet Home, like my uncle Paul, my uncle Deacon Mays, a lot of them died right before, like around before I reached like 12 or 13. You know what I'm saying? It was gone. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff I had to figure out on my own. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of figured out. You know, a lot of mistakes, a lot of head bumps, and and tell me don't make the same mistake twice. I adopted that in my mind. Say don't make the same mistake twice. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's
See,
that's real. And then you start getting known for that, like what you make the mistakes for. You know what I'm saying? Especially
yeah.
the big
See,
mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
that's felt because now, I mean, it's year 19 now. This year be 19 years since my grandpa's been
Yeah,
bounced,
yeah,
and I look at that like that's a whole adult
yeah, for
age
sure.
wise.
Yeah,
Uh, the older I get, the more especially the past few years, I've had a more healthy outlook about it all.
yeah.
Um,
The thing that made me really have to process because I didn't go to therapy. Like we couldn't afford therapy when my dad died. But the thing that really made me process is like when you get older and you realize that when you meet people, most people don't even know. You can't tell your life story in 5 minutes from like kindergarten to 19 or 20 when you meet people. And most times they don't even care. They don't even want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Or you get
no,
a job and they're like, no, how's your dad doing, man? My dad died when I was 12. My dad ain't never no more. No, man, I didn't think I would have never known by your mannerisms and stuff. But um, being able to, I knew I wanted a family, but I knew that individually I had to do some work and still constantly doing some work, right? Of being as healthy as I can and be able to be present in their lives and not be shattered or, being the best version I can be and not bringing the trauma and stress. Like I have to give that to God so I can be the best version for my wife and kids.
yeah,
Like when you single, it's different when you just you. Cause I've been in those spots. I remember I got laid off one time. I always worked when I got laid off, and I couldn't find a job. Like I'm looking for a job, but people be like, "Why you not looking for a job, man? What are you talking about? I did like 300, and this is before social media when you do online applications. You know what I'm saying? But when you're a provider now, man, things change. The whole everything changed. Like people don't realize like they be saying they want men to be in tune with their emotions and stuff. Okay, I get it, but in order to be a provider, it's different, man. Some things you gotta absorb and resolve. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Just being a
facts.
stud, you gotta be pressure treated. I mean, there's no better way I can tell you that. Like we both can't be in the room breathing on the floor. Who's gonna pay the bills? You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, but that's just how it go. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? I just I wanted to be the most healthiest version. Sometimes to be the healthiest version, yeah, it's gonna cost you something. Like you may not have the windows to do everything like everybody else do when you're a provider. You know what I'm saying? That's the unfortunate part, but I know my sisters they love my dad, and I do too. But at the same time, in order for me to be able to provide for my family, you know what I'm saying, I have to. I got memories of him. You know what I'm saying I love him, but I can't allow him because he's not here anymore. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And I can't allow. I got to keep living. I guess what I'm trying to say. I got to keep living,
You got to,
and
boss.
and I got to do it as healthy as I can. You know what I'm saying? In order to raise kids and stuff. 'Cause I do not want my kids to go through what I went through. I'm not that kind of dad, like live vicariously through my kids. I want them to have their own experience, but I also want to be present in their lives in a healthy way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be present in their lives and, be in a state hospital. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my whole take. Because it's going to cost you something. That's a whole other podcast, what it costs you to keep your mental health, not let stuff affect you, even though people come at you in different ways and still maintain, the balance of just being healthy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like which is another perfect segue to our next topic, the power of prayer.
Oh, for sure.
Uh, to piggyback off of what I said about my grandma, I know for a fact, well, both of my grandmas, they some praying women,
For sure.
and I know that a lot of what I have, I guess, escaped in life
Right.
or um, get through
Yeah.
in life is because of their prayers
For sure.
and the prayers of my parents and
Hmm.
just prayer in general.
Right.
The people that can actually get the prayer through first,
Right.
that's key. It, anybody can pray, but where it's going.
Right. You can't get that joker through. Yes, sir.
Uh, I mean, I just look at people like I said, my people, other people. Like you can pinpoint certain people. Like I know if I go to, uh, in our case, Evangelist Esther,
Right. Yeah.
she can get a prayer through.
Right.
Uh, if I go to Michelle McNeely, I know I can
Yeah.
get a prayer through. You
For
know,
sure.
um, the power of prayer is so real, bro. And it really can even be broke down to say from like a life or death situation. Prayer can
Oh yeah.
change some stuff around, bro.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you look
Um,
at a person that prayer, man. You can't pray enough. Number one, you can't pray enough, and you got to know this. One of your best prayer and fasting is your two best weapons, man. To maintain. I know for me to maintain, you know, good mental state. Even when things, when temptations come, sometimes you get tempted to want to go off on somebody, and you got to pray through that. You know what I'm saying? Not
yeah,
just one time. You have to pray multiple times. Lord, put your hand on my brain because I feel like I'm about to crash out. You know what I'm saying?
and and
Put
and
your hand over my mouth because I feel like I'm about to crash out. I need,
and
you
it can
know,
be that simple. I mean,
yeah,
prayer prayer looks prayer can look however you want it to be.
right.
It's all of it's just a communication. Uh, it's communication to God.
And man, we do both. You fast and pray. Oh my God, it's crazy. Like
That's
I always tell
really
you don't have to fast for 30 days like Jesus, like 40 days and 40 nights. Everybody can't do that. I don't. That's all pro. That's like Hall of Fame kind of fasting. You
yeah
first start off with rookie fasting. You do it for 2 hours. Do it till lunchtime. You know what I'm saying? If you can. I know everybody's different. Health is different, but just and then while you fasting, you 2 hours into it, pray when you ain't got no food in your stomach, man. It's a whole nother level, man. It teaches you how to be patient. It teaches you how to build that relationship with God. You start building that equity. Cause for me, God is my therapist. You know what I'm saying?
fasting and
God is really
praying
my therapist.
is one of the greatest cheat codes ever.
Yeah. People just don't want to do it, but yeah, for sure.
If you really tap into, I mean, fasting is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
if you
But
really,
it goes hand in hand with praying, though.
if you combine them,
Yeah.
you can literally see God move miraculously
Yes.
in whatever you praying or fasting for.
Right.
Uh, like this past Sunday, my pops went to church.
For sure. That was cool, man.
There
See your
was
pops now.
there
Suited up and
was
everything, right? Yeah, suited up and
yeah
everything.
there was a
That
moment
was
I would never forget. I mean, you got to think about. See, my pops, he grew up as a PK. He
right.
was a preacher's
Sure.
kid.
Oh yeah, your mom I used to work with your mom at the state, so she used to tell me about how they grew up and stuff. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's the whole tea right there. She funny, man.
So
We used to crack up on
yeah.
each
Shout
other.
out to mama. Shout out to
Shout out to
mama.
mama, man.
Shout out to pops too. But
Yeah, Mac Low. Shout out to Mac Low for sure.
man, yeah. So there was kind of like a little homecoming from. Yeah, so he didn't been there before. You
No,
know,
for sure.
he didn't.
I mean,
And
he
tell you
looked
what,
just like your grandpa, man. I mean, he just your grandpa. He looked just like
so just
him.
imagine me. And tell you what's up, my guy. So just
Yeah.
imagine me. Uh, I'm still. I'm just giving y'all an insight on my mental state. Uh, having my auntie there, Toya there,
Mhm.
auntie Toya,
Mhm.
Tremaine, and my pops. That's my core.
Right.
You know, having all of them there together at the same time,
What man?
I felt like I was a kid again.
Can you imagine if all the family units at church, if they all came to church, when we even have room in the main section, if they all of them came, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah, but
but
it'd be crazy.
I say that to say this: all that is a result of the power of prayer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Prayer changes things in many shapes, forms, fashions. It can be like this, or it can take 5 years for it to come through.
Right.
Uh, we have to develop a mindset to where if God said He gonna do it, we just gotta trust and believe that it's gonna happen. It's gonna come through, no matter when it happens.
Man, I trust God so much. Like if I ask for something like that, I don't keep asking for the same thing over and over. I move on and pray for other stuff. That's I gotta have a moment with
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
and when I broke my knee, from that moment to now, my faith never wavered, never got cut short due to uh, my situation.
Right.
If anything, it got boosted. Now, did I have my moments of vulnerability? Yeah.
Everybody do.
Um,
Everybody. From the top to the bottom, everybody do.
yeah. So, I mean,
But the faith fills in the vulnerability though. When you got the faith, it'll kick in. If you built it up enough, it'll kick. It's like silicone. It'll fill that void of vulnerability. Your faith will.
yeah. So my faith kicked in, and it kicked in high gear. Then that's when you pull back that extra battery
Yeah.
and you plug it in. Like, okay, this is what my life finna look like now. I got plates and screws and all type of stuff in my leg.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do now? Am I gonna sit here and cry about it
Right.
and fall into a deep depression, or am I gonna, like I said, keep my faith intact and keep pushing?
Right. You know my slogan is who I need to make a t-shirt out of this. Who needs the future when you got faith?
Yeah, I mean that's real.
I don't even need to know what the future holds because I got faith. God gonna take care of that.
Yeah,
I just got to do my end on my part. That's why I'm going to school. Do I know what job I'm in the future I'm gonna get from that? Nope. But I got faith that it's gonna work out.
it's
I
gonna
don't
work
even
out.
need to know. I'm not even gonna stress out on something that's 5, 10 years from now, something like that. I'm just gonna do my end. So when God make that move, I got everything in place that I can get in place to make it seamless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, man, I could talk about the power of prayer for hours, bro,
Oh, for sure,
because
man.
because
Prayer is a
it's
must.
because it's like, especially when you have a real relationship with God,
Oh yeah, for sure.
prayer, prayer really become, if you have a true relationship with God, prayer really become you just listening. You say you petition God for what you would have petitioned for, and you wait.
Mm-hmm.
That's the true art of prayer, and you wait until you hear from Him.
It's all kind
And
of. I got this thing I do with God. Like if a memory pop up in my head that I don't like or I don't need to think about that. It's like in my head, I'm hitting delete and let God delete that out of my brain. I don't need that on my hard drive like my brain. I don't need that in my hard drive. Delete, delete,
No.
delete, delete. You know what I'm saying? Backspace, delete, take that out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And then like in marriage, you definitely prayer and stuff like that. Me and my wife, we fast together. Sometimes we read each other. She like, you don't want to get nothing to eat? Like, nah. She's like, you okay? If you ain't gonna eat nothing, I'm not gonna eat nothing. It just be fun. We can do stuff like that. But
Yeah, because
yeah,
y'all are one.
yeah. But,
That's
you gotta
that
work to that point.
that's the true definition of becoming one.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's
yeah. Prayer is powerful, though, man. It's a powerful thing,
it's
man.
powerful. It's
Just
a powerful.
communication with God, pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Just communicating.
I think the thing that's unfortunate, and I really pray is don't allow the noise to stop you from praying. Right? Don't allow the church hurt. Don't allow the hurt that people do. Don't allow that to stop you from praying to God because God will handle that. You have to not. I think TD Jakes say, don't get petty. That go get so petty that you write everybody off, and then it ain't nobody left but you. Then
It's
you're gonna
true.
realize you ain't perfect. Then you're gonna write yourself off. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And he was like, don't let your pettiness, put you in a pickle, pretty much. So,
Yeah, that's felt. So our last
because some
topic.
people you can't talk to all the time. Sometimes you just got to give it to God. You ain't gonna be able to talk to them
No,
because you don't know who they know.
you don't know who they
Right?
know, and
They connected like
and you don't know folks' true intentions either, man. They'll
yeah, yeah, for sure.
railroad you, bro.
Because they won't tell you the truth. Like they could do something crazy, and you can say, "Hey, that was kind of crazy," and they were like, "Well, I don't think I did nothing crazy. I thought that was perfectly fine." Now what you gonna do? You gonna harbor on that? You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it's sometimes it's good to just give it to God and let it go. Right where it's
Yeah,
at. You know what I'm saying?
it's really best. It's really best to do it like that, cause
Yeah. But you know the street code, nah, I got you. It's an eye for an eye. You hit me, I got to hit you back. Once you get away from that kind of stuff and get on the God code, it'll make your life a whole lot easier, in my opinion. You know what I'm
it
saying? It'll
will.
make your life a whole lot easier. You know what I'm
It
saying?
will.
Yeah.
But for our last topic tonight, before we close it out, is are we in the end times? Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
I
He said
mean,
there will be people come in my name, but they not.
bro. I mean, it's so crazy to the point now. It's like if folks really tap into the Book of Revelation, if you
Yeah.
look at it and
Oh
if you
yeah.
read it, half of it already done fulfilled itself.
Come to
Half of it.
pass, yeah.
And so, uh, yes, we are in the end times. Uh, it's still some stuff that's to come to pass. Uh,
For sure.
but it's happening very rapidly,
Oh yeah.
and now is not the time to put it like this. We don't have the time that we used to have.
Nope. You don't. And don't take the risk. If you know that you don't have it, why take the risk of not building that relationship and serving God and praising God, then to just go out there and do it on your own. You don't know what's around the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
One of the scariest things I saw. I didn't cut you off. I'm just saying. I'm let you talk.
You good.
One of the things that scare me when it ain't scary, it make you really think about time. You don't know what's around the corner. Is when you'll be at church or something, and he will say, "Man, you really need to come back to church. You really need to come back to church." And the person don't do it, and then it end up costing them, or something happened and it cost them. Like I've seen it happen so many times, and I be thinking
Yeah.
about if I'm bold enough to do the crazy stuff when I was younger, why am I not bold enough to wake up and come to church at 8 o'clock in the morning? I was bold enough to go with girls at 10 o'clock at night. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Why am I not bold enough to get up and come and go to church? You know what I'm saying? I'm faithful enough to go to my job. Why can't I be faithful to church? You know what I'm saying?
And that's real.
Yeah.
But a lot of us fall into that to that mindset of that we do have time.
Yep.
You know, you know, they always put it off to the next week, or put it off to the next day.
And then you know how the enemy gets you. I know once I was reading the Bible is church hurt happens, and it happens on both sides, right? Like
Yeah,
people, that's how the enemy mess with people. Like church hurt, and then you veer away, but you may have hurt the actual church because somebody else could have been dependent on you being there. Um,
yeah,
blessing, you know what I'm saying? And that's why
yeah,
I don't be caught up in it because it may be a day where I might bless somebody just by saying, praying for you, or, hey, how you doing? But because I wasn't there, they could have, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a dual thing. It's like duality, man. It's like a dual thing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty crazy.
yeah,
They told me, they're like, oh, well, I never thought about it like that. Like, yeah. Somebody else's blessing could be dependent upon you closing out Sunday school that day. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And because,
And
you
and
said you
and
don't want
and
to come no
this
more.
and that's the scariest part about it all. That's
Yeah.
why I knew I had to come back to ET full
Man,
force.
I'm
I
glad you
knew I
did,
had
man.
to.
I'm glad you did, man. A
I
lot of
knew I
people.
had to bring back this podcast and other
Yeah.
things that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Um, Cause if at one point I was full fledged in. I was doing all the Easter Christmas plays.
Yeah. For
I was
sure.
doing everything.
Yeah.
Uh, but I still had that
Yeah.
unresolved church hurt.
Right.
I still had to deal with it.
There you got that one for sure.
Uh,
100%.
I had to deal with it, bro. And once I really tapped in and dealt with it,
Yeah.
it's like I'm at the moment where I'm at now. I'm black. I'm I've never probably been this clear minded ever
Yeah.
because I've dealt with the church hurt. I let it go.
Yeah.
I got the proper help. Um, and yes, I know religious folk, church folk, um, some of them still live up under that notion where um, they don't need God. They don't need therapy.
No, no,
Uh,
no. I think if you can afford it, I would definitely do therapy, man. I just
they
know sometimes it's just like the option. Some people don't have that option. You know what I'm saying? I know I didn't have when I was
man,
it just wasn't an option. You know, so it just wasn't. I mean,
man, me
so
going to therapy literally changed my life.
yeah,
It put me on a because I had to. I was wondering why was I making the same mistakes, the same patterns.
yeah,
What is going on?
mm,
You know, I need a deeper dive. I need somebody else to come in and tell me what's going on.
yeah,
And God hooked me up with a therapist that was not only God fearing, but she was in tune with the spirit.
for sure. That was it.
And that's not by coincidence.
Right. Yeah, man. I think therapy is great, man. It's just like I said, a lot of people, the average person, you gotta think in our community, the average person, can they afford, therapy for an extended period of time? You know what I'm saying? Like after you pay your bills, how much money do you have left over, right? And when what you have left over, can you divest some of that to go to therapy? You know what I'm saying? Or do you
Yeah,
got to use that food on the table? You know what I'm saying? And I think some people don't be honest about that part. Like when you think about in general, not our church, but just in general, a lot of people that go to church where they are financially, right? To be able to do those things, or they can't do it because the finances make that decision. Like my finances say I can't do that. I want to do it, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a big part in a lot of people's development is you make that decision because I've been there. You make that decision. I don't want to go to school. I'm just go to work, and then you find out that regular working wage based on a high school education it ain't enough. When you start getting into your 20s, it just ain't enough. If you want to live on your own, it ain't enough. especially when you by yourself. You know what I'm saying? It ain't enough. And you try to live on your own, you probably can do it, but it's a lot of stuff you ain't gonna be able to do extra after you pay your bills and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say I think I had to make God my therapist. I literally sometimes my wife think I'm talking to myself. I'm really talking to God. I'm trying to work something out inside of me, like work out the extra patience or work out, letting something play out. Because when the one thing about when you really you start doing it God's way, people come at you in different ways. Like they're trying to get you to break. Like they want you to cut them out, so they say, "Look what I see. I told you he ain't like that." And they try to come at you different ways and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it take a lot to just say, "Nah, I'm not." And they're not even worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pray for them. Like Jesus said, you can pray for your enemies. Pray for your enemies, love your enemies. I didn't get that when I was younger, but as I get older, I get it because it's just not worth the stress, man. And anything can happen. Ain't nothing worth the freedom, man. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't nothing worth your freedom, dog.
And I try not to put myself in situations where something um caused me to crash out of my freedom, like with my kids and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. See, I got a question for you.
what?
You in the IT world.
Hmm.
How far do you see AI going?
Man, what I see right now is, I think I talked about this before. Small businesses can't afford an enterprise AI plan for their whole team, right? Because it costs so much. It's like a monthly thing, right? Now for AI, do you know what Microsoft Server is? You know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There was a time when it wasn't Microsoft Server and they did it. The company said, okay, we can use this because it's a we can centralize our storage. We can
Hmm.
make database and it can be centralized on there, right? Well, you get so deep into it, it started off being cheap. And now you 10, 15 years into it, and it just keep going up because you can't just switch all your stuff to Linux, right? Because everybody don't use Linux. Who stare at the terminal? There's only a few people who can do that, right? So AI is gonna do the same thing. You're gonna get so deep in AI, like those big companies, that they're gonna start jacking the price up, like Google Storage and stuff. And because
Yeah.
you didn't use it so much, you got so much of your data in there, you can't just say no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, for regular people, for us, you have to start learning how to use AI. Learn how to use a computer, learn how to use AI to your advantage. For me, I've learned that AI keeps you from having to do stuff from scratch all the time, right? Let's say you want to write a paper or you want to write something, but you need the bullet points. You can type if you know how to prompt AI, you can prompt it. I got to write this paper for this. Give me 10 bullet points
Hmm.
based around this topic. No fluff, no hallucinations or something. I need it around 10 bullet points so I can write a paper around this. And it'll spit out what you put in there. Boom. Now, instead of you having to go do all the research, it's right there in front of you now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Sports, anything that's static, right? Give me the records of Michael Jordan and LeBron and give me a side by side comparison. Boom. Instead of you having to go to ESPN, go to this site, go to this site, go to this site. And if you work at a job where it's a lot of things that's getting done repetitive over and over, like it's not personal data, something that can get you jammed up, you can use AI to do those repeatable things. But you just got to learn how to use it, right?
Yeah.
It's really a tool, man. You got to learn how to use it. I know people, tripping off data centers and stuff, but it's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
So
Because they have the money.
let's talk about from a different aspect. Do
What's
you
up?
think, as far as the topic we are in the days, do you think AI will usher in some stuff
What you mean?
as far as like what everybody been saying, like, will it usher in like the mark of the beast or the Antichrist?
I don't know, man. I think AI don't think about that kind of stuff. Let somebody typing it in or something, but AI, man, it only think about what you type into it. You know what I'm saying? Um, my thing is, if you're curious about that, like, what draws you to that? Like, some stuff, man.
That's
When I
what I
see on
think.
social media,
Right,
it don't even draw my interest. Like, I ain't studying that. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Swipe it. I know it get harder. It get harder because a lot of times they put it in reels and stuff now. You know, women they'll put their whole bosom into the whole reel. You know what I'm saying? What you call it on Facebook, the reel where you trying to scroll, then the reels in the middle of it and stuff.
Yeah,
You trying to scroll, you like, "Well, I ain't trying to see that, but it's they still or they buy the ads, you know what I'm saying? And it's on your timeline, even though you didn't put that on your timeline.
yep,
They just bought the ad and it's like blasted out to this many people, you know what I'm saying? But um, I don't think so. I think if you interested or curious about that, I think people would do that. But man, it only pulls up what you prompt, pretty much.
exactly.
Um, if you're not using it to do those things for you, documents and helping you research stuff. I don't know. Why would you want to go through the process? Some people like doing it from scratch, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't, you know what I'm saying?
Boy,
Some people use it for homework, some people don't. I have teachers in my MBA class, they actually telling us that we should start using AI more because jobs gonna want you to know how to use AI. That's gonna be part of the interview process. So how do you use AI? You know what I'm saying? I know for me, like with coding, like with making a website or something, because I know if you know something about it and you don't feel like doing it from the beginning, you can have AI make the foundation of it. Then you can go in and do the rest, right?
right,
Let's say if I wanted to make a website, but the beginning part of it, we call it boilerplate, but it's just the all the opening tags and all this stuff. I don't feel like doing that from scratch. I tell AI, give me a boilerplate for this kind of for a landing page. Boom, it give it to me. Now all I gotta do is go in and style it. And I can probably make a style sheet in AI too. But you gotta know what you're asking for though. You can't be vague in what you're requesting, right?
sure
And I
can.
guarantee you, man, it's probably passes out there using AI to write their sermon, bro. Because instead of you having to go look in the Bible all the time, sometimes you already know the scriptures and stuff. Give me a sermon based on these scriptures, or give me some ideas.
Yeah,
Give me 5 ideas based on Isaiah 52:6. I don't know. What I'm saying? I'm just giving you an example, but and it'll probably give you 5 ideas based on this verse, and it's probably saying this, and then you can take it and write your own sermon from there, or you can tell it to write you a sermon. You know what I'm saying? People doing it. I know that you can tell if they're people doing it.
yeah, they're
It's
doing it.
just don't get caught and don't be one of them people to say, well, I'm not gonna do it, or I don't think I gotta do that because sometimes you get lost in stubbornness. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
For real, you sure can. It
Yeah,
happen more often than not.
yeah. Some people use it for emails, to write emails and stuff, or statements. It's smart because it's gonna give you the, however you want to write it. It does that too. I've used it for like PHP code, like to rewrite some PHP code and stuff like that. Back end development, I've used it for that. Um, like I say, school stuff. When the teachers like to use it for school stuff, like I could really make videos show you how I use it, but I don't want to get in trouble. I'll probably get in trouble in school, so I'm gonna chill. So, but yeah, for sure. I
That's
may
fair.
make a video though on my development page though, how to use it to like make like a little bit of landing pages and stuff
Yeah,
like that. And but AI, I mean, a lot of people using AI to make videos and reels and stuff, man. You can tell. If you've done it before, you can tell. Yeah, oh yeah, it's straight AI. You know what I'm saying?
I need to learn how to use it.
Just gotta have time. That's the thing. Time to use it and play around with it.
Yep.
That's the thing, man. With IT, you gotta have time to learn it, right? But once you learn some of the stuff, it kind of you find what you gravitate to more, and then it kind of just stick with you because you do it so much, it start becoming a part of your habit.
Yeah,
It's like with all this IT stuff, right? I get how people use Facebook because they use their cell phone, and stuff. But me being an IT guy, like saying computers and cameras and mixers and all that stuff. I mean, being in IT probably would help me do the sound, the audio, just being technical, I guess. But doing it live, though, I think in my brain, the level of detail doing it live, I think once you get it dialed in, it don't ping or nothing. You just kind of know how you want to hear it, I guess.
Yeah.
But everybody don't do it the same. Some people have the mic here, some people have it at their chest, some people have it over here. It's just that's stuff you got to get adjusted to. But
So speaking of that, uh, I know you be back there frustrated when certain people be holding the mic a certain way.
hey, ain't nothing you can do, man. Ain't nothing you can do, bro. Because they want you to turn, cause they want you to turn them up, but then it'll make the sound, yeah, that feedback and stuff. So, and,
It's all about
yeah,
placement,
yeah.
man.
All about placement, man. Huh?
But yeah, we finna go and get off here. It's been a good, impactful night. Thanks for all the people who couldn't
Yeah,
come
man.
in.
Thanks everybody who's been watching, man. Check them out, man. WhiteOut TV, baby.
For we in there, baby. Ente, Caitlin, Trinae, Michelle, your cousin DD, brother Kaiser. What's up, my man?
Oh, brother Kyle, what you doing on here, man? Brother Kyle, man. Yeah, we're supposed to be at work, man. What you doing on here, man?
Yeah, Michelle came through big time tonight. Caitlin did
Yeah.
too. Your
So
cousin.
Michelle, Kansas City, right?
Yeah, Kansas City.
KC, yeah. That's what's up.
It's been another dope one. Episode 5. We see y'all next week for episode 6. Mike, thank you again,
So,
my guy.
oh, no problem, man. No
All
problem, brother.
right. Oh, Ashley was in here.
She was?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, she was in there, but she didn't come in. But yeah, she was in
Nah, but she was watching. Mama Ashley. Appreciate that.
there.
Skills USA, baby.
Yes, sir. Skills USA. Yes, sir.
All right, my guy.
All right, bro.